Hi, I'm Varun Jain from the IBM App Connect product management team. In this video, I'm going to demo a new generative AI feature in IBM Connector Development Kit, via which App Connect customers can now create connectors very easily by just bringing in the API document location. So let's see how to use this feature. I'm logged into IBM Automation Explorer and on the CDK section. I'll click on Create Connector option to go ahead and build a new connector. Earlier, we had two options to build a connector. User could either bring in an open API spec or they could create a connector from scratch manually. Now, we have introduced the new GenAI powered connector development feature as the third option. Let's go ahead and build a connector. First, I would put in the application name for which I'm creating the connector. In my case, I'm creating a sample order desk connector. We'll also have to choose the category of the connector. In our case, it falls under the supply chain category. We could also assign an image and also assign a version to this connector. I would keep it as it is and move ahead. The next step is to tell the tool the location of the API documentation. In this case, I want to create a connector for order desk, and hence I will provide the order desk API document location to the tool. The next step is to click on Discover Operations. The GenAI then looks at the API docs and fetches all the operations listed. If for some reason the API documents are paginated, that means operations are kept at different pages, I have an option to add up to 5 locations for this API documentation. I'll click on Next to go to the Select Operations tab. The tool then lists all the operations discovered by GenAI. I then can choose all the operations I want my connector to perform. In this case, I'll choose the test operation, which is necessary to validate the connection, and the get and post orders operation. I'll click on Next to reach the final step, where the tool gives me a summary of all the generated actions that I had chosen in the previous step. At this time, if I want more operations, I can always go back and add those. I'll click on Create to finally create my connector. So the connector is created, but it's in an incomplete status. As we all know, GenAI is not perfect. It might make mistakes or leave out fields which are not properly documented or categorized in the API documentations. Let's go ahead and verify each operation and provide the missing information in the details, in the request, or in the response to make sure that all of them are complete. Once all issues are resolved, let's go to the Connection Properties tab. One of the USPs of CDK is that it provides the ability to set and test the connections to the connector endpoint. This ensures that a user can test the connector while building it, and thus giving heightened confidence in the connector capabilities and quality. In this case, the Order Desk APIs support API key authentication. Let's go ahead to find the requisite details in the API documentation and copy paste the header information in the relevant sections of the CDK. Once done, we can now attempt to connect to the connector endpoint to see if we are able to successfully connect. I'll choose the API key authentication and key in my API key and store ID for my account, which I have created on Autodesk. I'll click on connect and see if it connects to the app endpoint or no. And yes, The connection is successful, and you can also see that the connector is now marked in the completed status. Let's go back to the CDK dashboard. We'll see that the generative AI created sample order desk connector is now listed here. We can also download this connector so that we can use it inside IBM App Connect. Let's now try to import this connector into an IBM App Connect SaaS instance. Under the catalog section, we can import the exported connector from CDK. Click on Next. It gives you a summary of the operations, and then it takes us to the catalog page. I can now search my newly created connector. It is available in the catalog, and let's attempt to connect to this connector. In our case, this connector requires an API key and a store ID to create to the order desk account. I will fetch those details for my account and attempt to connect. And as you can see, the connector is connected successfully. It is also listed under the connected connectors on the catalog. Let's try to pull this connector onto a designer app integration flow. If I expand the connector, it shows all the operations which we selected while creating this connector in the CDK. So that was a quick demo of how you can easily and quickly create new connectors using the Generative AI Connector Builder feature inside IBM CDK. Thank you.